Alright guys, this is Vol, and I would like to announce that this is the first round of the Elseware Entertainment Dawn of War Soulstorm Tournament. Brought to you by Elseware, and of course, hosted and shoutcasted by myself. I am Vol, you guys all know that. And we're going to kick round one off with a game between ToT Epix and Hungry Womble, as he's like to be called. And it is Orcs versus Tau on the map Battle Marshes. The Orcs are spawned at the top position of the map, 12 o'clock, and the Tau, conversely, at the 6 o'clock position. Orcs starting off with just a boys' hut and a generator with some sluggers, a couple of sluggers so far, heading out to the main initial capturing point sites. Looks like Epix is opening with something fairly standard himself. Just stealth teams and obviously barracks. Haven't really seen any Vespids or anything like that. I don't think that you'd be wanting to go with Vespids against Orcs most of the time. And picking up, looks like a couple of listing posts where he can. So up to a fairly standard start. I'm really excited about this tournament because it's an opportunity to see some really decent players in fairly good form using the races that they have picked. And of course that's going to be a little bit different from the Vols Random Race Invitational Tournament that I showed you last year, where there's a little bit of luck involved, whereas this, it's really down to the game balance, it's down to player skill, it's down to maps, it's down to timing, and we're going to see how that pans out. Looks like the Orc Slugger Boys have shown up at the Relic, which is being contested by ToT Epix. He's moving his commander over. Looks like he's probably going to be jetpacking his way over the cliff here. Here he goes now. Purple Tau Commander, and this is going to scare off the Orc Slugger Boys, enabling Epix to actually capture this relic securely and build a post on it. In the meantime, I suspect that the sluggers on the other side of the map will probably be going for the other relic. Let's have a look. He's got some shooter boys here as well. Of course, Epix has got him before he has with his stealthy and quick little dudes there. But here comes the Big Mac teleporting over, and of course assassinating that stealth suit there. What you guys just witnessed was the fact that the mech boy, when he teleported himself over here, obviously gave stealth detection to the Orcs, allowing them to just take out the stealth suit warrior by himself very quickly, and that will put the relic back into control of the Orcs. So good play there by Womble, just making sure he didn't let Epix get any sort of greedy double relic or anything like that. In the meantime, Epix is going for a couple of power generators. Epix is well ahead on the power generation side of things. I'm not sure if he has as many points, maybe probably the same number of points as Womble at this stage. And Womble running around with a mech boy and some shooters at this point, just really waiting for his economy to kick in. Both players essentially are. Haven't seen a second Warbanner. There it is now. Here's the second Warbanner. The initial Warbanner is over here at the other base entrance. Good to position in a place like that to give him a bit more coverage, blocking one entrance, keeping him out. And there's the relic up and ready for Womble. So both players have split the map evenly. So in terms of requisition, both players are on the same amount of income there. The main thing is though that ToT Epix has got the bit of a lead going with the power generators, plasma generators. And Womble looking to move into the crater now, getting some return fire going here. He's not really going to cut it against his fire warriors. At long range, Tau are always going to dominate Orcs, but if he is able to teleport in and thrash them at close range, that might be a different story. I suspect he's waiting for some support though in the form of vehicles or maybe Storm Boys or something like that, just something that will allow him to quickly close the range with the Tau and get into close combat. That's what's going to be very important for the Tau at this point in time. I should point out, guys, hopefully you're paying attention to the pop-ups that are coming up to on the left-hand side of the screen here. Normally when I do these commentaries for Soulstorm, I do it in a very cinematic style with the menu bar minimized and everything else totally hidden. But whereas with this, you can sort of see what's going on a bit more clearly, because I know that a lot of you guys are focused on the strategy side of things, and this is a bit more of a serious tournament with a good focus on real-time strategy play, and that's what it's about essentially. The sponsor of this tournament really wants to promote competitive real-time strategy play. And hopefully you guys are focused on the competition side of this as well. And we have got some good players to show that off, so that's what I'm quite excited about at the moment. Looks like Womble really just taking his time here. He's got a pile of guns ready, so that should enable him to get something decent. Epix, in the meantime, building a fourth plasma generator, so he's really pivoting out the power at the moment. He's going to be able to afford some really high-tech stuff later on in the game. In the meantime, we have indeed got some Storm Boys putting in on the assault, so this could be a bit of pressure applied to Epix finally, and it's about time that Womble went for this. He's got a knob upgrade on his boys as well, And yeah, I'm surprised that he's even bothering to chase around this commander. The commander, of course, easily glides away to safety on his jetpacks. And now the ball is in Womble's court. So what is Womble going to do about this? Epix, in the meantime, has managed to get away with only spending a minimal amount of requisition on Tau Fire Warriors. He's saving everything up, and he's obviously investing heavily into technology. Once that Tier 2 Tau expenditure comes up, we're going to be in a bit of problems here. But looks like Womble's going on the offensive. He's got 2 lots of Storm Boys moving into Epix's space now. A snare trap has gone off over those Storm Boys, so that's been quite clever by Epix. Good placement for that. And Womble following up, just chasing the Tau Warriors around. Epix having to fall back here and just stay out of close combat. And these Storm Boys are great for that, just following in. And there's another snare trap. I'm not sure if it went off completely though. I think it might have got taken down in advance of being really triggered. And the stealth teams are being reinforced at this stage. More snare traps being laid. In the meantime, Womble just picking up the critical objectives while he's putting the pressure on. And really, Womble has got to achieve a fair amount with this, and it looks like he's going to be able to. Keeping the tower on the run. It looks like Epix has been forced into building a crude carnivore squad just to try and stave off these hand-to-hand combat assailants here. He's got his Tau Commander left alive at this point. Very mobile Tau Commander at half hit points though, so he's going to be careful with it. Snare trap, of course, going over those shooters, but it's not really going to affect them because they're staying still to just get their firepower off. Looks like that listening post is in a lot of trouble. In fact, it's going to go down. Looks like Womble has managed to get rid of one, and he's now decapping it, so that's going to give him a little bit of a lead in terms of requisition, of course. Don't count Epix out. He's got a lot invested at the stage. He's got a lot of power backing him up. He just needs to hold off this wave of attacks, and so far he hasn't done such a great job actually getting rid of the attackers. Womble is being very determined here, continuing to chase after these tower. He's getting a lot of kills here, killing the crew. Man, these crew are not surviving at all. Getting stuck in against the orcs, upgraded with knob leaders and so forth, really is putting the hurt on those crew. And man, this Tau Fire Warrior Lord, this commander, getting stuck in the midst of combat, having to teleport, well not teleport, but glide out to safety on his jetpacks. Really a bit of a close call there. He could have been clobbered pretty quickly. In the meantime, Epix is actually building a vehicle support building, and if that gets into play, hopefully we'll see some defense here. But man, broadside battlesuit, I don't think that was the correct choice there from Epix at that particular time. Timing was bad. He got surrounded and taken out very easily. Bit of a waste of requisition, perhaps. We'll see how he goes with that. The Fire Warriors, on the other hand, trying to get as many shots off as they can, and finally some decent support in the form of a vehicle. Storm Boy's not really ideal against killing vehicles. Takes him quite a while to do the job. In the meantime, the troop carrier, the Devilfish, can get some decent shooting on them and really make them pay, kill the squad members and make them reinforce. Womble has managed to take one down though. What's his next target? Looks like he's going to take out another plasma generator. Luckily for Epix, he's got a lot of generators which have been running for a while, so he's been able to keep up with it. Looks like a shrine, sorry, pathway to something. I can't remember what they call these things. It's been a while since I played any Tau in Soulstorm. Man, it has been a while, but Epix doing a decent job keeping himself in the game, trying to repel his Orc invaders. He hasn't lost too much at the stage. That listening post looks like it could be in for a bit of trouble. And another broadside suit. Really interesting that he's decided to make those. I guess one reason why he's going for them is so he can actually distract the Orcs and make sure that they're not attacking his buildings. The broadsides are fairly resistant to damage. They will go down if they're surrounded by Orcs, and of course if they get any shots off like this, then they're doing their money's worth, their expenditure's worth there. And another snare trap going off. Oh, I like this broadside. Actually going to help with a bit of crossfire here, and he's managed to stave off that attack. So now the broadsides are punishing, and at this point it's a bit clearer to me as to why ToT Epix has gone for these broadsides. Obviously, once he can start to stave off the Orcs, really the firepower just totally cuts into them, and unfortunately the Orcs are sent home packing at the stage. So well done to Epix, actually defending, having not lost too much there, and he's packed out a serious investment earlier in the game. It's starting to pay off for him now. He's still got a lot of power generation back at home, and that's enabling him to afford vehicles, broadside suits, stuff like that. It's really going to help him to take the victory here. And Womble trying to stay in this by putting some harassment in on that relic now that he's been forced out of Epix's base. Epix following up with a Tau Commander and a vehicle there. But back at home, it looks like Womble spent all of his cash on reinforcements and keeping his troops alive while he was making that dedicated push. And now he's kind of a bit flat for cash, whereas Epix